I just want to show you guys something real quick. So there's this word dia psalma, which psalma is like, the Psalms, like it's a song. And then dia, I said, was Egypt. But it's like, let's see here. According to this, it can mean, it literally means like apart from psalm. But when I looked it up, it says like it's like a musical interlude. Like when the music stops, that's a dia psalma. This guy translates it as pause, and let's see what the verse says. Have mercy upon me, O God, have mercy upon me, for my soul has trusted in thee, and in the shadow of thy wings will I hope, until the iniquity have passed away. I will cry to God most high, the God who benefited me. Pause. He sent me from heaven and saved me. He gave to reproach them. He gave to reproach them that trampled on me. God sent David from heaven after a pause. But the pause includes Egypt, which we don't have a word for Egypt. So here we have another dia psalma, and it's at the beginning of a sentence. So, because there's a dot right there. Right above my head, there's a dot, and then there's dia psalma. So let's see what this dia psalma is about, the one right next to my head, next to the gaze. I'll do from the left side, the number on the side. And for their cursing and falsehood shall utter destruction be denounced. They shall fall by the wrath of utter destruction, and shall not be. So shall they know that the God of Jacob is Lord of the end of earth. Pause. They shall return at evening and be hungry as a dog, and go round hither. So like this guy can't translate dia psalma clearly, but like it's not just dia psalma, like it's a lot of the words. Like I think that no one knows why they're changing the words, because they don't get like how Arabic works. Like I'm talking about like shirt. Why would you change shirt 1,000 times in English? It's shirt. It's always a shirt. Well, it's shirty, shirtuck, shirtu, shirtik. It's shirtit. It's somehow it's like you're changing the beginning too, first for a lot of the words, and then you're changing the structure of the word that much, which you've seen with other words. Like obviously they're going to do it with Greeks. With Greek, you have to do it with Greek, or with verbs like run, ran, is running, will run. I have run. Like there are so many different variations of a verb. You have to change them, and in languages, you change them like at the end usually. In Arabic, you'll change them at the end and beginning, but I'm primarily concerned with ending changes, and I'm looking for roots. It's important to understand the Bible looks like this. Like that word next to my head, kai, that's like the word for and. So like you can't figure out where you are half the time. The only thing you get as far as punctuation goes is that dot right above my head, which is not a period. It's basically a period. And then like if you read the text, it's like very rarely a period. But it is a period. But everything's a period. Like they'll put a period everywhere, so you never know what it says. This is all uppercase also, and like when I'm reading my text, like they're uppercasing things for me, and they're going, well, this is going to be uppercase, and this isn't going to be uppercase. It's so hard. I have to get rid of all the punctuations. Drive me crazy. How in the world can that many people like think they know Greek when they don't? Like that's the real situation there. Is like I'm the guy that's afraid to start learning Greek because I'm afraid of learning apo. Like because I know there's something about apo. And there's something about a lot of things, which by the way, we've talked about Apollon. That's Paul. That's Apollo. Like I keep forgetting that's freaking Apollo. Like how can I forget that that's Apollo? Because I know Apollon is to destroy, but I just saw destroy, a different word for destroy being used, like by David in the Psalms. So for some reason, like we know Apollon is to destroy, even though Apollon is Paul, and it gets to that point where like you have to understand that people aren't spelling things the same, and that like we don't like people can be that wrong, and like it's hard to believe that people can be that wrong in their translation of the Bible when there are that many people who study it for a living. They'd have to change like very critical words to confuse you that much and plan the changes. I don't know how they did it. I don't know exactly how to say that there's no like that you wouldn't write in like a pause for the music because like what is a musical interlude? I guess it's like the playing of music. That's what they would do is like they play music during it. But the problem is like when I found Apollon the destroy, because Paul name means destroyer, and when I found it, what was it? Diapheres. So to destroy is diapheres. So we got to start thinking like, what does this destroy mean, or what does dia mean? Well, in here, diatheke is a disposition, like a contract, a covenant, a testament. That sounds those are very different words for one word. This word's not very common in the Bible. Apparently, it's always connected to a covenant. So here's the word that I was just talking about, diathero, to destroy, corrupt, to waste, to bring decay. But then when they say diaresis, like we're saying, like there's a difference, a variety, a division, diversity, and it's used when Paul's talking about spiritual gifts, like your gift of like interpreting the spirits and your spiritual gift of healing and spiritual gift of prophecy. Apparently, he's talking about eresis, because there are different kinds of spirits, gifts, but the same spirit. Are there different kinds of ministries? And there are different accomplishments, but it is the same God who produces all of them and everyone, which it might be the word for it. You never know. Or eresis might be, but like, I can't, I feel like I'm wondering at this point if like we can read the Bible. Like I'm like really wondering like how wrong everyone is. So this is saying that they translated Salah, which is in Arabic prayer, into stop and listen. It's translated into rock. So yeah, in Arabic you'd say Salah is prayer, Salah, but then in Hebrew it's complete. Hebrew is like a made up language based on like trying to hide the Bible, and that's why like Hebrew is your worst nightmare. I don't feel like this video was very convincing, but it's probably interesting because if you know Salah is prayer and you're like going like, okay, there's a musical interlude, maybe there is, maybe Egyptian psalm is what it means in my language, because how do we get it? Ish baladi is the Egyptian word for country bread, which is bread of the country. Baladi would be bread of D, which would be Egypt. And then we found out to make the word Egypt into Egyptian, it's dia, but you don't have to have it as dia to be able to make a sentence. You can say di, which would be Egypt, it. But like words don't translate literally when you're going between languages. Like the way they say things are different, and that's why you can't understand like the Egyptian Arabic or like the Arabic style changes to the Greek words, because you have to think like an Arab. And that's why I'm like so afraid to go learn Greek too much. Like I know I need to go look at some added Greek words and like, okay, that's definitely what it was called. I forgot those words, but I don't want to know it too much because I need to be able to see it with Arabic eyes.